Welkom bij Zuid-Afrikaanse spoorweg. Welcome at South African Railways with me, Lizzie. After receiving a lovely invitation, I decided to go and join everyone at this historical day of remembrance and festivity, the family fun fair at the Wondersteam Zuid-Afrika steam locomotive, old classic station and legacy in preservation. And once again, just want to say thank you for everyone for their prayers in the time when I had my medical procedures, and it seems that I'm on the road to recovery. And thank you once again for everyone that said prayers and that has been so supportive in the time. Although you soon discover that most of the locomotives in this preservation station that is situated very conveniently about a 15-minute drive from my home has actually been standing there and just rusting away. And let me yet remind you that I'm not from Gauteng, I'm from the Eastern Cape, and from the Eastern Cape I had different locomotives that I got used to, which was the NG narrow gauge Apple Express locomotives. And up till receiving this invitation, I didn't even know about this preservation little station in my backyard. And right away I felt at home with the chickens and the rail, the old classic railroad crossing signals and boards, and also the little bench and the bin, classic signs of a classic old South African railway station. So without further ado, join me on this little journey. So making our way to the station, we saw a lot of these classic cars and other cars on display. Very interesting. And as we entered, the train also started pulling in at the station, ready to take its next passengers for a fun trip. Of course, saying hello to some of my subscribers and also some of my suppliers locally with regards to model railway. And the locomotive named LESKA, the 2850-15CA, just arriving and looking very majestic in a current state. So making my way to the loco was fairly okay, but it was quite busy, and then finally I could enter the cab, which I've wanted to do for such a long time, and I met Les, the train driver. He's been working on the railway and driving this train for over 49 years of his life. And with lovely support from my husband Mark all the way. Thanks, Babs, for all your help and support that you've always shown. Hello everyone. Hi. Hello. Hi. Yes, yeah. street cows. Can you believe that, right? They're very old, eh? Jag ser. Wow. Jag ser garage. Okay.
Maar blijf met zeker in één keer zitten, zo allemaal stil.
And looking inside the building, filled with relics and photography of previous locos and history of the South African railways everywhere. Where you go, on the walls, on the floor, there are images of locos. And from here, we're starting to make our way back to the hidden locos, the forgotten ones that are just standing there at the back and rusting up. And yes, quite exciting. Was also a little bit of balance, and I bumped my leg and an angry gash on my knee. Very, very nice. But yeah, I survived, and yes, totally wrong shoes for exploring at the back of the railway plant. But yeah, the eagerness of me wanting to see these locos just motivated me to go all the way. And let me remind you about the heat. We were close to 34 degrees Celsius. Finally, it's time for grubs, and yes, we have to buy food stubs for grubs. Stubs for grubs. Obviously, there were many stalls available, and our favourite stall is Job of All Railways, also one of my local suppliers where I get a lot of my second-hand stock in really good condition, and that is Jaja and Barbara from Job of All. And yes, never too late for that last-minute purchase. Another loco that my husband bought for me as a gift, and very nice. Thank you, my husband. Once again, husband and wife team, Job of All Railways. Always a pleasure to deal with them, friendly people and always ready to assist.